No.
Okay, we are live. This is live now. Woohoo! Woo! Okay, what I want to say is, Tammy, thank you so much for coming on and talking to my team. Tammy's out in Nashville, Tennessee. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon there. And Tammy's got a wealth of experience in network marketing. She's got a lot of experience in business as well, in corporate business. And she's here to help us, you know, us as a team. She's got loads of pearls of wisdom that she could do to help us as well on how to build our Karatbars business, on what works for her. Maybe what she could do is she could share about a bit about her life story on how she got involved in Karatbars, and maybe give us some tips and nuggets on what can help us as well to build a big team. And Tammy Morrison does Karatbars full time, you know, guys, you know, and we all can do that. We all can get to there, and Tammy is willing to help us, you know, and this is awesome. So Tammy, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on and speaking to my team. I mean, you're awesome. You're a real servant to your members. You know, you enthuse the or what can I say, the love for your team, or the compassion and humility and all those good values that everybody that I and my team are also love. You know, you're real, and you're a very warm person. So I'm gonna mute myself out, and then I'm gonna hand it over to you. And then after you've spoken some tips, what I can do is we can open it up for Q&A, and then we can just give us some tasks, or what you think the best thing is to explode our Karatbars business in the next maybe 30 days or something. So I'm gonna hand it over to Tammy Morrison.
All right, I'm pitching. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I do apologize for my southern accent, but that's just the way we talk here in Tennessee. So I do want to kind of give you a little bit of background on myself. I've been in network marketing. I'm 48 years old. I've been in network marketing since I was in my early 20s. So a lot of experience there. I've probably been with 15 different companies. Made some money in some, lost money in others. I think it all evened out, kind of like going to the casino. Eventually, it'll all even out. So in 2007, I made a very informed decision that I was not going to join another company unless they had something that I could not go down to Walgreens or Walmart, which I don't know if you guys have those there, but a big box store and buy something similar to it. I didn't want to hear about cell phones, lotions, potions, pills, diet pills, energy drinks, any of that stuff. No, I was approached hundreds of times by hundreds of people, and my answer was always the same. So I remember driving home from work, and I worked for a bank you may know called Citigroup. Pretty sure that you might know that name of that group. I was with them for 10 years. Prior to that, I was with another bank, and then but I just have a wealth of experience talking to owners of car dealerships. I was in the auto finance business via the car business, so the finance via the car business. So I remember driving home from work one day, and I got a call, and it was Cheryl Ann Gober's husband, Britt. And he said, if I ask you to buy $75 a month worth of gold, at this time we had no idea what we were doing. We were just being introduced to this. Cheryl Ann was actually handpicked by corporate to launch Karatbars in the United States and Canada, because that was a big deal. We were only open in 7 countries at that time. And it was like Germany, Holland, Slovenia, Slovenka, a couple of other, Denmark, a couple of other places. So it was a really big deal. And I told Britt, sure, no problem, just let me know what I need to do. And so Cheryl Ann and I started speaking about it, and we decided just to go for it. She had done her due diligence, and trust me, when she does her due diligence, it's done. You know, there's nothing about that woman that she doesn't do all the way. And so I broke that promise to myself, but I didn't really break it, because I cannot go down to a big box store and find a gram of gold. I have looked. I have walked the aisles, and they do not have them. So I thought, okay, this is a product that I can't get. And so we started in on this in 2010. In 2009, I got a call from Citigroup, and I was geographically downsized. Even though I was the top producer in the company, I didn't live in the right place. So I didn't live way up north, way out west, or way down south, so I was let go, which was really a blessing in disguise. And at the time, I didn't think so, but it really turned out to be, because Karatbars came into my life soon after that. Now, we built this business with an Excel spreadsheet and a dream. We didn't have a website. We didn't have anything. We just knew. We knew in our hearts that this is where we were supposed to be. So as people were joining, we were putting them on the Excel spreadsheet, what time they joined, the date they joined, who sponsored them, their user number, because we don't get to pick out cute usernames like you guys. We're actually numbers. And we would keep up with it that way. And then we would manually copy and paste a welcome email, change all the names in it to each person that joined. We had one conference call a week, Monday nights for an hour. That's it. We were pioneers, okay? So when we launched in 2011, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold. When we launched in 2011, after putting a year of work into it, I realized I had built my team incorrectly. I had built it deep, not wide. And because the only system in place at that time was the unilevel. We didn't have the dual system. We didn't have this fabulous pay plan we had today. And because I had given away a lot of personal sponsorships hoping to help people, it kind of backfired on me. So my first paycheck, even though we were making money, it wasn't the type of life-changing money where you can walk away from a job. So I had to back it up a little bit. I kind of had to walk away. I never lost touch, and I never stopped talking to Cheryl Ann. I never stopped talking to the leaders. I was still in all the Skype rooms and still helping. I just knew that something was going to have to change for this to be that company that I needed it to be, for me to be able to walk away. So things went on. I got another job with Ally Bank, which doing the same thing that I was doing with Citigroup. Excuse me for just one moment. Sorry, I have a bit of a runny nose. I just got this cold last night. It went from being 98 degrees the other day to 45 degrees all in one day. And so it was like, ooh, I got this cold hit me. But anyway, in June of 2013, well, let's back up just a little bit. In 2010, I tried to get a job in my industry, but there wasn't anything out there. So I had to take a job making a third of what I was used to making. And we don't live an extravagant lifestyle. Even today, we still live in the same house we've been in for 13 years. I did buy my husband a new truck. I did buy myself a newer car. Neither one of them were brand new. His was a demo, and mine's 2 years old. So we're not extravagant people. We're conscientious. Just, wow, that's a hard word to say. We care about where our money goes and what we're doing with it. So in 2010 through 2011, we went through some very rough, dark times. I mean, where I was walking the hallway, wringing my hands, trying to figure out how am I going to keep food on the table and pay the mortgage. And it got to the point where we were 4 days away from losing our home. They told us we were going to have to leave. And my kids at the time, I had 2 at home, 1 in college, 15 and 5. How do you tell your girls, I don't know where we're going to live? But luckily, God had a different plan. I'm still in that house. You can see it behind me right there. This is my house. And so in June of 2013, Cheryl Ann called me. She said, you need to come back. And I said, to where? I didn't know if she meant church or house or wherever. And she said, you need to come back to Karatbars. And I said, honey, I can't. And she said, why not? And I said, I signed a contract with my husband that I would absolutely not ever do anything outside working a job again. I've got a great job with Ally. We've finally got our heads above water. Things are going really, really well. And I just don't want to jeopardize that. I don't want to take that chance. Well, if you know Cheryl Ann, she's not going to take no for an answer. She just kept saying, get a package, get a package, get a package. So I said, all right, what do I need to do? So she told me to get the package. And I said, well, it's going to have to be delivered to your house. If it comes here, my husband will absolutely kill me. And so I ordered my package. By the time I got there, I'd upgraded to VIP. I'd made enough money, had it sent here, He wasn't very happy about it, but once I showed him how much money was on my PFS MasterCard, our Karatbars MasterCard, he told me to go for it. And one of the things that I tell everyone is part of your success is I don't care how busy you think you are. You can always find time to work this business. Because I was working 60 hours a week at my regular job. I had 2 kids still at home. I was still a wife. I still had to clean house. I still had to do all the things that wives and moms have to do, but I carved out that time to work this business. And as David said, when did you join, David? Do you remember? Hold up the fingers. So what month?
14 months ago. 14 months
ago. And David can tell you then. I was always there. I might not have been there during the day, but at night I was always there. And what I did was I started looking at my life and I started cutting out all those non-income producing activities. I have not watched a TV show. I take that back. This weekend we did watch the Titanic again because we'd taken our daughter to see the exhibition, and I really wanted her to see the movie. That is the first movie or television show I've watched since July of 2013. So I cut out the non-income producing activities and made sure that in my free time that I was doing something to move my business forward, whether it was texting or emailing or social media, whatever it was. I was doing something to build my Karatbars business. So as time goes on, this is probably about the middle of October, I'm sitting at the table, it's late, and guys, I am serious, I got by on 2 to 3 hours a night sleep. You don't think you can, and trust me, I didn't think I could, because I'm an 8-hour a night girl, but your body can exist on it once you get used to it, and then take that long to get used to it, especially when you're excited about something and you're totally focused on what you're doing. So I was sitting at the table one night, it was really late, and my husband looked at me and he said, "You gotta quit." And I thought he meant Karatbars, and I said, "I'm not quitting Karatbars." And he said, "That's not what I was talking about." And I said, "What were you talking about?" And he said, "You have to quit Ally." And I said, "So you want me to quit my guaranteed job to do something I've always wanted to do, which is to work for myself and also live my life out loud and on purpose?" And everybody's got to have that purpose. You got to figure out what your purpose is. What's your why? Once you know your why and your purpose. I have a friend that said something. We were in the conference in Atlanta, and I didn't really get it. And you may not get this when I say it to you, but I want you to write it down or try to remember it. Look at what makes you ticked, okay, which makes you mad, which makes you ticked, P-I-C-K-E-D, and what makes you tick, what makes you excited and happy, okay? If you look between those two things, what makes you ticked and what makes you tick, in between there, you're going to find your purpose. So once we find our purpose and our why, and we decide, and that's the most important thing I can tell you guys, is I made that rational decision. Okay, that decision was, this is it for me. I'm not ever doing anything else, so I might as well make this one work. And once you decide that this is what you're going to do, you find your purpose, you find your why, and you figure out what you need to do to go for it. Now, for the so he's telling me I need to quit my Ally job, and I'm like, well, we're having our freedom celebration in a couple of weeks. Mr. Seitz is coming over from Germany. Let me get my confirmation. And confirmation was just slapping me up one side of the head and down the other the whole weekend. So as I got up on stage Saturday night to talk, I said, in 2009, corporate America gave me the pink slip. Monday morning, corporate America was getting the pink slip. So I resigned from that job. Really haven't looked back a day. People are still calling me, "When are you coming back? When are you coming back?" Never. I'm never going back. Nadine said this on the call we did Saturday morning. I have become psychologically unemployable. I could never work for someone else other than myself. So I'm psychologically unemployable. And we all need to get to that phase where we're psychologically unemployable. That we believe in ourselves and our company and our product and all of the things that go along with that, so much so that working for someone else just doesn't work for us, any longer. So the thing that I can tell you is, I am a huge believer in self-improvement. If you've not read a self-improvement book lately, do it. I'm going to give you the names of 3 that are my favorite. The first one is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. You can get all of these on Yahoo, get used copies for $3 or $4. I'm not kidding, $3 or $4. And they're just as good as a new one, because once you buy a new one, you open it up, it's used, right? So the first one's The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. The second one is 3 Feet from Gold. It's THREE, Feet from Gold. I can't remember the author's name. There's actually 2 authors on that one. And then the third one is The Secret. If you haven't read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, B-Y-R-N-E, you need to read it. I'm a huge proponent of that, and I can tell you it works. You know, a lot of people think it's hoodoo, but it's really not. You really have to tell the universe what you want. You have to be very specific about it. And what I used to do every year at New Year's Eve, I'd write down my goals. And in 2010, right before the stuff hit the fan, I wrote down my goals for 2010. Well, I didn't find those goals until we remodeled our house. They were stuck in the back of our old top desk. That was 2014 when I found them. The funny part is I opened it up and started reading the goals. Everything I had written down had come true. So remember, a goal is just a wish until you write it down. Write down your goals. Write down your daily goals, your weekly goals, your monthly goals. I will sign up 1 gold member today. Or, that's my daily goal. This week, what is your monthly goal? How many people do you want to get into your business? Now, I don't know how you guys are promoting your business. There's a lot of great online things. I'm not a big online person. I'm more of a face-to-face, belly-to-belly kind of person. So I'm going to put that out there, David, for your team. Here's my closing ratio. Okay, if you get somebody interested in Karatbars enough to go view some information on a website, or to go to a live or a recorded webinar, and their interest level is a 6 or above on a scale of 1 to 10. If you get them on a Skype call with me, and my Skype name is Tammy Morrison 1, so you guys can all add me on Skype. Just make sure you put in the comment section, I'm on David's team. That way I'm not accepting Skype requests from some guy in India that wants me to have his children. That way I'll know that this is really you. If you can give me just some kind of heads up, because my schedule fills up pretty quickly and I travel quite a bit. But if you can give me a heads up, hey, I'd like to do a Skype call with this person on Friday, what's your availability? And I'll look at Friday's calendar and see when I'm available. If you can get me on the phone with them or on Skype with them, face-to-face, and it may not be face-to-face, it depends on if I put on makeup that day or not. My closing ratio is around 99%. So, and that's not closing ratio getting them to get a free account. That's closing ratio, free account, buying a package, working the business ratio. Then they become part of our inner circle. You guys are part of my inner circle. Here's why. I have 2 legs in this business, right? You see that? Two legs. I have a right leg and I have a left leg. My right leg takes care of itself. I don't worry about my right leg. My left leg takes care of itself. I don't have to worry about it, but my left leg is my pay leg. So my goal, and I really think that, I was put through everything that I was put through to kind of give me that servant heart. Because before, I had to be number 1 because number 2 is the first loser, right? So, having that servant heart and wanting to reach out and help people, anytime that anybody is on my left leg, sorry, my phone's ringing, and it's way over there, so just let it ring, then they become part of my inner circle, and they have full access to me. I even have people that are cross-lined to me that does not affect me financially at all, that, I still help them with calls and Skype calls and things like that, but you guys are special because you're with David, and I love David, so just know that whatever you need, let me know. Can I say that? But the thing about Karatbars is I'm just not an online person. I know that David does some online marketing and he's very good at it. I am more of a like I said, face-to-face, belly-to-belly. I do a lot of local meetings. I just flew to Kansas. I mean, who goes to Kansas? I didn't even know anybody lived there. I clicking my heels together 3 times like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz trying to get out of there. You know, she was clicking her heels together trying to get back there. I was just trying to get out. But I went and did a meeting there. It was phenomenal. It was really, really good. But if you have a local circle of influence or a local friends and things like that, start out small. You know, I know you know the story of LB. LB is one of our great leaders in Karatbars, not quite as great as David, but you know he's okay. And he started out doing home meetings. The first meeting, 2 people showed up. They both signed up. Okay? The next night it was 4 people. The 2 that signed up, and then they brought 2 guests. 1 guest walked out, the other one signed up. The one that signed up is now in Tanzania, Africa, kicking off that country. He is over there signing up people like crazy. He said, I'm so glad I didn't walk out of that meeting like that other guy did. So the meetings went from 4 to 8 to 16 to 25 to 30 to 50 to having one every single night of the week with 100 people. So if that's something that you think you could do as a live meeting and talking to people, absolutely do them. And it doesn't have to be a blown out presentation. It can be a very relaxed, sit down, let me show you what I found. If you don't feel like you can do that, it's okay, because we have 14 webinars a week. I don't know which one works best in your time zone, David. I know probably the 9 o'clock one doesn't, because it's like 3 in the morning for you, right? So the one at 11 a.m. Central would be 5 p.m. for you, because you're 6 hours ahead of me. So at 5 p.m. Central every day, every single day of the week, twice a day at 5 p.m. Central, you can go to karatbarswebinar.com and let the experts do the talking. You know, maybe plan your meetings around the webinar and just show the webinar to the people. We also have recorded webinars. One thing that I do suggest is everyone go to allaboutkaratbars.com. It's a site that Cheryl Ann created, so you know it's compliant. You know, everything on it is the truth. So allaboutkaratbars.com. And then also karatgroupteam.com is a site that that Boomer started, but it's a very generic site. It's for everyone to use. He doesn't say, well, if you're not on my team, you can't use it. It's everybody can use this site. They do have a thing on there called 800 Link, and I don't know if you guys have that in your countries or not. You might want to try it. It's working really, really well. They do voice broadcasting, and it's going crazy. But there's a lady in there named Nancy, and Nancy joined Karatbars on a Thursday. On Friday, she was leaving to go out of town to a retreat, and she just made up what she calls these hokey postcards on her computer. And she went to the retreat and passed them out, and everybody loved them. So she still uses them, even though she thinks they're hokey. So it does have a copy of the wording on her postcard. You know, there are things that you can do. I have a group out of Atlanta. They call themselves the Gold Mines. They have a thing called Project 500. Okay? It doesn't have to be Project 500. It could be Project 100. But how Project 500 works is they have these postcards that they make. The front of it looks like a Karatbar. Okay, they're about that big. I'm delayed here, so they're about that big. The front of it's a little bit bigger than a business card. The front of it looks like a Karatbar. The back of it has the person's information, name, phone number, email address. You know, just some other things on. I think it has a 2.5-minute call. If you guys don't have a 2.5-minute call, you can go to freeconferencecall.com and get an international line. And I'm not sure how that works, but you should be able to record a 2-minute call. You know, I'll even record it for you if I need to. So, but you know, the thing about it is, people ask me all the time, constantly, what is your best selling tool? And it's my mouth. And that's all I have to use, really, is talk about Karatbars. I have this thing called the 3 feet rule. Okay, if you get within 3 feet of me, you're going to know about Karatbars. It's the 3 feet rule. And we may start talking about spaghetti sauce or cereal. I might be in the grocery store. We might start talking about a color of a sweater if I'm in the store. But if somebody's within 3 feet of me, I'm going to take that conversation and I'm going to turn it around to Karatbars somehow. You know, I'm going to ask them, what do you do for a living? And they say, you know, so I'm a hairdresser. And I always come back with, do you love it? Look them straight in the eye. Say, do you love it? And don't say a word. Let them tell you whether they do or not. Some people love their jobs. But people need to understand they cannot outwork exponential inflation with a linear income. If you're a hairdresser and you break your arm, you can't work. Therefore, you don't have any money coming in. So I don't care how much you love doing hair. You need a plan B. Okay? And everybody needs to understand that. You need a plan B. And that's what Karatbars is a plan B for everyone. And then after that, they say, well, what do you do for a living? I say, well, I'm a wealth specialist. And they kind of give you that crazy deer in the headlights look, and they say, what's that? And I say, well, I sell wealth insurance. And they're still looking at you like you're kind of nuts. And I explain, you know, you insure your car, you insure your home, you insure your health, you insure, you know, your recreational toys. How are you insuring your wealth? And then I just shut up because they're going to talk their way right into Karatbars. Because they're going to tell you about their IRAs and 401ks and CDs and stocks and bonds and all that stuff. And I just let them finish. And then I just look them in the eye and say, how's that working out for you? It's not working out very well for a lot of people. And what a lot of people don't realize is it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So, and then I just ask them, have you heard about the new international gold money? No, I haven't. Tell me more about it. And that's how I bring the conversation around to Karatbars without actually just barfing information all over them. And I just tell them, you know, I teach people how to set up gold savings plans to protect their future and the future of their family. Would it be something you'd be interested in getting more information on? Sure, it would. So I say, well, would you mind giving me your name and phone number or email address, and I'll send you some more information. I try to get their phone number because most emails are never opened. Okay? 87%, 90% of text messages are opened. So you have a better chance of getting through to someone with a text message than you do an email. I'm going to text them, I'm going to say, look, we have a webinar every day at 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. What's the best day for you? You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's the best day for you? And they say, well, Thursdays is good. And say, okay, I'm going to put you down for Thursday at 5 o'clock. I'm going to text you the time and the website now. And then about an hour before the webinar, I'm going to text it to you again just to make sure that you have it. And then they kind of feel obligated because they already told you they're going to come on Thursday. And if all possible, you know, get on the webinar with them. And say, you know, if you know you're going to be in the webinar, here's a great way to get them. Say, hey, can't wait to see you on the webinar in an hour. Here's the address again. Say hi to me in the chat box. And then they're like, oh, crap, they think I'm going to be at the webinar, so I'm going to say hi to them in the chat box. So I better get on there. And let's let the experts do their job. That's what we do. You know, you guys will never be able to get on one of mine because mine are Thursday nights at 8, which would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for you, unless you're like me, that I never go to bed before 2 or 3 in the morning anyway. So, but you know, the thing is just understand your business. Understand that you don't need to know everything there is to know about Karatbars. But if you go to allaboutkaratbars.com, you can learn a lot. But it's not necessary that you know every single thing. What you want to do is to get someone's interest, get them to a live or recorded webinar, and you can find recorded webinars at karatbarstv.com, like television but TV. Get them to the webinar, and then get them on Skype. Let's do it. Open the door and let me close it. So, with that being said, you know, I'm thrilled to be working with all of you guys. You know, like I said, add me on Skype. It's the best way for us to communicate as we are. I'm 6 hours behind you guys, so keep that in mind. It's 9 o'clock there was my 3 o'clock when we started. But other than that, David, is there anything else you'd like for me to cover?
What I think I'll do is one by one. I think if anybody's got any questions, maybe you can just come out and then ask Tammy a question that you'd like to ask. Go for it.
Maybe they could raise their hands like this and say, I got a question.
Tammy, it's Malcolm here.
Hi, Malcolm.
Hi. Thank you so much for that. It was really, really inspirational. Loved it. And it's great to hear your accent. That's great too.
And great to hear yours as well.
That's good. You say that you think face-to-face is best. I've been using the internet most of the time, sending out broadcasts and messaging, using Skype occasionally.
Right.
But you'd recommend really speaking face-to-face is the best way?
I recommend both. I recommend you doing what you feel that you're best at. But if your face-to-face puts you outside your comfort zone, I'm telling you to go do it. Because we want to get you outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because the reason is you're going to be building relationships with people. You're actually going to know who you're dealing with. And I'm so sorry, guys. I think I'm going to head to the hospital when we get done. I'm just kidding. I recommend getting outside of your comfort zone. I recommend doing videos, posting them on YouTube. Anything that gets your name and your face and your message out to people, do it. If you got to stand in the middle of town square with the bullhorn, do it. You know, whatever it takes.
Okay, thank you. Will do.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Come on, Angelo. I'm sure you want to. Angelo, do you want to say something?
Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Angelo. Sorry I'm coughing so much. It's like I never do this, so it's really bad. Not on a hangout anyway.
Thank you for your inspiration, for your message. I want to ask how much time do you spend on personal development?
Wow, that's a hard one to answer. I used to travel for a living, so I drove about 4,000 miles a month. And I didn't have a CD in my car that was not an inspirational CD. You know, like I did the Secret on CD. I listened to that constantly. A lot of Les Brown. You know, if you're not a Facebook friend of Les Brown, put in Les Brown and join his group, and I'm telling you, the man will light you on fire. I love him. I just had the opportunity to co-write a book with him and Brian Tracy and Bob Proctor from The Secret, and I had to decline. It broke my heart that I had to decline because it was not approved by corporate, and I could not do it. But I will be on the next one, so I just got to get my. They're on a deadline, and corporate wanted my chapter to approve. So just, I mean, there's now things are so much easier to find as far as back when I started. You know, back when I started, we just had books. You know, we read them. But now there's, you know, CDs and downloads and things like that you can listen to. But I would spend an hour every morning on self-development. Because if you start your day there, you know, you're going to end your day well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Anybody else? I promise you, Tammy doesn't bite. So
I don't what?
you don't bite. So
I don't bite.
no.
I nibble, but I don't bite.
So any question that you think that will help you understand Karatbars better, or any nugget that you really want to ask, feel free to ask, guys. No worries.
I'm gonna go get me a glass of water.
Get a glass of water, yeah.
David, what I take tonight inside the Skype group that we've got that just answered almost everything that I put up.
I think.
I found that, you know, all the information, everything that I said, you know, trying to do a notice board, I can't do it because I can't find myself first. And I've been a decade doing this now, and it's kind of, that just kind of backed everything up, put information in place for me to try and move forward with it. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Thank you, Tammy.
I didn't hear the question. I was getting some water.
Wasn't a question.
It was a statement.
You just share it with Tammy quickly, James.
Share it with me then, because I want to hear that.
We've got a Skype group, and in the Skype group, this week's task was to try and put a notice board together, a dream board.
Yes.
And I couldn't put the dream board together because I can't find myself. I've been doing this for 10 years online, and I've let people take the mickey out of me. I've done most of the work for them, and I'm getting sick of it. And trying to find out what it is I want to do online doesn't go back to me. It goes back to that person and that person, and everything that you've just said there. I want to gain the skills and learn the information so that I can sit down. I've done 3 videos now, something I haven't done in 10 years, and I've got them on my website, I've got them on Facebook, and I've got them on YouTube. So I am putting myself out there like that most of the time, but you don't see it now. Yeah. So it's it does petrify me, and I sweat, and it's like, but I show from up here, so people don't see that I'm, you know, I can keep confident. So it's kind of, and everything that I put in the Skype group tonight was me putting myself out there and saying I didn't do it, but this is why I didn't do it. And then you've just come on here, and it's like you've just read what I posted on Skype, and you've just went through everything that I've done, and it's like, that's my answer, that's what I'm doing. I haven't got stage now. I can't work for anybody else. I haven't worked for 10 years. I've been full-time for 8 years. I couldn't go to work for anybody else. I look outside, and it's like I see everybody going to work in the morning, and it's like, bye. You know.
Fun.
Yes. Yeah. My lifestyle. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Well, good, man. What I'm gonna do is if anybody wants to.
Oh,
You moved it.
Okay, you can hear me, yeah?
yes.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, I'm gonna. If nobody else wants to answer a question, then I'm gonna. Do you want to say another one, Angela? Go for it. Go for it, Angela.
Hi, Tammy. I wanna say that I live in Holland, and I have a team of like we're like 10 people, and I sponsor them, but we want to do like home meetings. And my question is, what is the best way to like create like different leaders in the different cities to speed up the process, because we're thinking about doing that, but we need like a sound plan to execute it better.
You do. And what you need to come up with is just some type of solid presentation that you present, and it all needs to be the same message each and every time. And I can actually send David one of mine. You guys can use the slides, or you can not use the slides, or you can just talk about what you're saying. But I'll be more than happy to send David over the one that I use when I do a live meeting, or the new corporate approved one mine's corporate approved too, but it's just the one I use. There's a picture of me on there. You have to take that off.
Okay.
So, but it's me and Harold. Maybe you don't want to take it off, so I don't know. But it's once you go through it and you're able to talk about it. But everybody needs to be getting together. Okay, here's the presentation. Let's practice, and everybody get together and really get good at just sending that message out to people. Because I can tell you guys, Rashard went down to Tanzania. He didn't have a projector. He didn't have a screen. All he had was a laptop. And he signed up hundreds of people. So it's possible. Nothing I ever say to anybody, and nothing I ever say on my webinars, nothing I ever put out there for Karatbars is not possible. It's all possible, but we just have to make that decision and run with it. So you need to find out who are my leaders, and then let's get these leaders together, and let's get these leaders trained on how to properly do a presentation, and I will be more than happy to help you with that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Tammy, what's your Skype ID again?
It's Tammy, T-A-M-M-Y, Morrison, M-O-R-R-I-S-O-N, and then the number 1.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat for you guys, so you can grab it.
Dave, I have one more question, because sometimes when we give the presentations, the people who come at the presentation, they tell us that we are doing something illegal because we are not representing the company right, and we are using their pictures and stuff. So that is not like it's no problem, right?
No, I mean anything that's out there that's corporate approved, you can use it as an affiliate of Karatbars. Nothing that we're doing is illegal. The only thing that we have to be careful with is making sure that when we're doing home meetings or even a meeting in a restaurant, that it's a private meeting. It's not something that just anybody can come into, because there's always going to be that one person that, hey sweetheart, my daughter just got home from school. That one person's going to come in there and ruin it for everybody. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Come say hi. No, she doesn't want to say hi. But just make sure they're private held meetings, and just make sure that what you're saying is the right thing, you know, and what you're saying comes from a corporate approved presentation, and then, you know, there's nothing that you're doing wrong at that point. Who's saying that anyway? Just the people that show up?
Yes, exactly, because they
They know.
exactly, exactly.
You know, the thing about it is people are going to throw up that initial barrier. They're going to throw up that barrier every time. Like, okay, think about it. You're in the store and you're looking at shirts, and the salesman comes over and he says, "How can I help you?" And you say, "I'm just looking," right? Every time.
Yeah.
Well, how do we know that guy's not coming over to give us a 50% off coupon? We should be nice to that guy. He might have a coupon, so we should be nice to him. So, but that's our response every time is, "Oh, I'm just looking." But it's just human. When somebody's offering us something, it's just human. There's my daughter, and she gives them. Say hi, that's David. It's hard to wave with this. You're kind of there's a delay on it. So like she waves and then she puts her hand down, then it waves. But you know, everybody's going to have that defense mechanism because they think you're trying to sell them something. Here's one thing important about Karatbars: we don't sell anything. We don't sell packages. We don't sell gold. We don't sell anything. We inform people. Okay, we inform people of what's going on. We educate people what's going on. It's their decision whether they want to come in as a free affiliate and just transfer their worthless paper currency into gold as much as they like, or they can make the decision to make a lifelong difference in their life by only purchasing a package one time. The only time you ever spend any more money with Karatbars is if you decide that you want to give yourself a pay raise. You know, I talk about it on my webinars all the time. Let's say you're a silver and you wake up one morning and you think, you know what, I think I should be a VIP. So you upgrade to VIP. Yeah. Imagine walking into your boss's office and saying, look, I know I get €40 per sale right now, but I think I deserve 80. And I know I'm only making 10% direct commission, but I think I should make 20. Yeah. And how do you think that conversation is going to go? It's not going to go very well. But with Karatbars, you have the ability to do that anytime you want to. And that's what's so great about this. And people need to understand, we would not have our own MasterCard if we were not the best of the best. I don't know of any other company that has their name on their MasterCard. And when people say to me, that's just a scam, I said, you know what? If that's the way the Germans scam people, they can scam me all day long and twice on Sunday. And I pull out my Karatbars MasterCard and I say, how can it possibly, do you think that MasterCard would possibly put their logo and our name twice on the card and once on the back if it was just another fly-by-night company? We're as strong as they get. We're going to be here forever. And at least till they put dirt on me. So.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you.
Can you guys hear that? My husband's blowing off the porch. I hope not.
Okay, Tammy. I think I'm gonna call it a wrap.
It's a wrap. We did it. Sorry for the.
I'm gonna call it a wrap. All I wanted to say is, Tammy, appreciate your time. I really do. My team, we are fired up. We are excited. You know, we want to move mountains. We want to make this happen. We all want to be free. You know, we want to do this full time. We want to make it happen. So, you know, I appreciate your time. And guys, connect with Tammy. I mean, she's given you access to her Skype. You know, connect with her and let's build. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dave. Anytime. And guys, get a hold of me and just, you know, give me a heads up. I may need a day or so notice, but I'll be happy to help you any way I can.
Okay, good.
Right.
I'm gonna call it a wrap. And guys, you can stay on. Tammy, thank you so much. I'll connect with you up on Skype shortly.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.